Hey everybody, Picky Old Gamer here, and I seen this morning about a NeoGAF post for some more NX rumors, but it's based on some really interesting trademark filings. And I know some people go, well, you just had a video on the patents. I didn't know how to read the patent, but I did look back on it, and the patent, even though it was created many years ago, it had many revisions. I still think that patent is being looked at by Nintendo. They may never use it, or they may use it in Japan. They may use it in something we don't understand what's coming. So again, patents are good for 14 years. Utility patents are good for 20. I know a lot of people disagreed with that, but why would you keep re-upping a patent when you didn't need to? Sure, they should have had some edit when they had the Wiimote lawsuit, but there's been multiples, and re-upping it again in 2016 that's why I really put that out there. So I just want to put that blurb out there. But this is from a user, Atheerios. This person on NeoGAF has found evidence, real evidence. Of course, it is subjective, so there is a big, statement here. Where take it with a grain of salt. What it means. It's not like this doesn't exist. It's real patent real trademark filings. But I'm going to give you a big, opinion here, saying what I really think it's going to be. And it is dealing with the NX cartridges. So I'm going to overlay a couple of these. It's right over me. It doesn't matter. Basically, they started looking through everything, old games, after they looked at Breath of the Wild. Let's look at go straight to it. Let's put this over my head. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild shows electronic game. It's been trademarked video game cartridges and video game discs. They trademarked it on a cartridge. Okay, so it's coming to the Wii U, coming to the NX. The Wii U has discs, the NX has something. Why would they patent it for a cartridge? Trademark it for a cartridge. They're not going to put it on the 3DS. It can't handle it. They don't even talk about it's taking a lot of effort just to get it on the NX. And there's going to be a bump in graphics. So are they going to work to downgrade it? I doubt it. And those 3DS carts hold 4 up to possibly 8 gigs, and I bet it's going to be taking up a lot of that 25 gig Wii U disc. I bet you it's going to take a lot of that space up. So let's look at another one. Jump over here. Legend of Zelda Triforce Heroes. It's got video game cartridges, but you see no disc because it is a simple cartridge game. Okay. And the Wonderful 101 is a Wii U game, and it's got video game disc and no cartridges. So it's like, he or she is on to something. Now here's a kicker. Ever Oasis is trademarked with both, and that everybody says, okay, well that proves it wrong. Okay, that's understandable. We got to be skeptical. Well, IGN and a lot of places has not posted this up there, and I'm gonna put this one over on top of you, or on top of myself. 76256947 is this, is a trademark. It's dead because a newer trademark for Luigi's Mansion, but this is old. And Luigi's Mansion has game disc and cartridges. We had the Wii, and the 3DS. So it's not a new way of filing. They file what they're going to put the game on. So Ever Oasis, why is it on there? They're probably going to tell you, hey, it's coming on the Wii U more likely, and because that's a third-party developer. They're probably wanting to put a few more things and probably either they're wanting to, or it's planned, or they're going to see if it really takes off, because it got a lot of positive reviews or reactions from people at E3. So they're going to be like, yeah, let's give it a try. It could happen. Now, of course, you always could trademark or patent something you never use. But Ever Oasis does not immediately dismiss having both formats, meaning it's nothing, because this patent for Luigi's Mansion, there are 7. And if you just go type Luigi's Mansion looking for trademarks, if I keep saying patents, forgive me, I mean trademarks. The top one that comes up is the newest one, And it doesn't really mention a cartridge or disc either, but there's a lot of other ones that are like all types of things, from gift wrap to, I don't know, remember what all it was, party supplies. It's probably stuff that's sold everywhere, and more likely in Japan. But the last one that I just showed it had both carts and disc, and it came out on both. So here comes this big, I'm going to have you a funny sound effect here, warning, incoming opinion. This to me proves the NX is a cartridge based system. I'm going to say it, you do not have to believe me. Think for yourself. I'm not trying to tell you guys to think this way. This does not confirm anything. Nintendo has not confirmed anything. Before anybody gets in the comments, Nintendo hasn't confirmed anything, don't you know that? I know that. But these trademarks are nothing to sneeze at. Their legal documents are filed, and the evidence in the past, at least with Luigi's Mansion, and there's more, dig into it. You can dig into Super Smash Brothers. They actually broke them out. 2 Super Smash Brothers. The oldest one is Nintendo 64. It was a cart. And then re-up was the Wii. It's Super Smash Brothers Brawls on top. It's a disc based. So, you know, you can dig more and more into it. I mean, they've had them split and they've had them together. But the only little hiccup is Ever Oasis, and I don't think that breaks any of this, you know, logic, because they're just planning to bring it out on the Wii U, or at least if it becomes successful. If they don't, they won't use it. But we know Breath of the Wild comes out on the Wii U disc based. It comes out on the NX. What is it based on? If it was CD based, why don't they add cartridges? It's pretty much easy logic. I think Leonard Nimoy and Mr. Spock himself would understand this is pretty good logic. But this is not definitive until Nintendo comes out and says it. I'll agree there. This is my opinion. I'm going to call it right now. The NX is a cartridge based system. A lot of people have already said this, but this trademark proves it. Now, is this meaning that they're going to do more of a handheld system or something else? This is another piece of news, an interview in LA Times with Reggie Fils Aime. Well, actually, it's the whole article about multiple, you know, points on interviews and some quotes from Sony, Nintendo, and Microsoft from E3. And I'm going to overlay this with a nice Reggie picture all over me here, all over the screen, and so you don't have to look at me. There's this quote: "These days, the consumer has a high-powered device in their pocket," says Fils Aime. "They got access to a range of content, a lot of it free to start. Why am I going to buy another thing to play games? Unless it's unique, unless it's differentiated, unless it's providing me content that I can't get anywhere else. That's what we need to provide in order to compel the consumer to invest their time and their money into our business." I talking to King Avery Games, KAG. He's at VidCon. A lot of people are. I hope they have some good fun there. We talked about this quote. He actually gave me this quote. Thank you, King Avery Games. I haven't seen it talked about much. Maybe I've missed it. I haven't seen it on Reddit. Nobody said anything about it. Why is it compared to people have powerful devices in their pockets? Because Japan loves handhelds. Nintendo is killing it in the handheld. See, even though the 3DS is not doing as much, Sony is done with the Vita after a while. They said they're not going to make another one. So to me, this is leading more, and this is not, I'm not going to say I believe, it's going to be one or two things. It's going to be a hybrid system, or it's going to be a split console. There's got to be a portable part of it, because if you remember, Reggie has also been said that they are looking at how gamers play in different parts of the world. Japan and other places over there, they like portables. They don't have a lot of space. The Famicom had a wired controller, hardwired, and it was very short. Why? They didn't have a lot of space, and they love their handhelds. Over here and in all the other countries as well, we like the consoles. I personally, and I'm not going to say it is, I can't tell. This is so up in the air, I can't tell. I think it's going to be split. I think they're going to release in the United States the console version, and then let you order or go through Amazon or wherever else and order the handheld a little bit later, or maybe it's not in stores right off the bat because they don't want to ship it to all the stores and it sits there. In Japan, they're going to then sell right in stores the handheld portion and then see if people want the consoles. Keep a little bit of half of stock of both of them in the warehouses, and then they can ship the handheld to the United States and other countries that want it, and ship the console to Japan and places that may want it. And if they end up finding that it works better in 2 different locations, Cartridges would allow one type of game to be put on one type of media. And other YouTubers have said this, and they pretty much just said this is their hard, stance of what it is. You could take that and put it in the handheld. Yes, it's going to be less powerful. It's probably going to run on something like ARM. It could be what the NVIDIA rumor was, the Tegra X1. That chip does a teraflop by itself. Well, Vulkan API is a very flexible framework. You could take the cartridge with all those large Macronix chips at 32 gigabytes, which have multiples, have a big game, plug it into the console, possibly has Polaris or something that really has a lot of teraflops, but I don't think it's going to compete with Scorpio or Neo, and it's going to look good. Pop the cartridge out, you put it in the top of the handheld, and then it turns around and loads this, but loads and renders it at a smaller resolution with the new type of API they've got with Vulkan, and takes the textures and all and lowers them, which that's what PC can do. And I know everybody will say, oh, don't compare it to PC, but you can just take a game and slide it way up into 4K. You can turn it down to fucking 640 by 480 if you want to. It's very flexible. They make their engine on a console like that flexible. It'll just pull all the data off the cartridge, shrink it down to a decent resolution that looks good on 5-6 inch screen, and not have to render it as good, and you still have the same game. That would be a new way to play, and that would be fantastic. As long as both of them had dual analogs, 4 triggers, 4 face buttons, and everything looked good, you could see people picking up maybe a Call of Duty game and popping that into the handheld. It wouldn't look as good as being in a console, but Japan has some fantastic internet. Even they could be out on a cells network and fucking be playing Call of Duty. Then if they did have a console, go home, pop it into the console, jump on their console and continue playing in a much high fidelity experience. I think it's going to be a split system with cartridges, because I don't know what the system's going to be. It's either hybrid or split system. I can't put my foot down or my name on it, but I am putting my name on it. And if I'm wrong, it's fine. I'm not going to follow. Everybody's like, well, he's wrong. He's done on YouTube. Chill, people. A lot of people get too wrapped up into this. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, and it's optical disc, which would be kind of very strange for Nintendo to keep doing since all this talk about cartridges. But I think cartridges are what the NX is doing. That's my final opinion until Nintendo proves me wrong. So, 13 minutes. What do you think about the cartridges? I don't see anything around it saying it can't be the cartridges. Why would they put cartridges on that trademark? There's no damn reason to put cartridges unless the NX has cartridges. Tell me what you think about that. Tell me what you think about Reggie Says. Do you think they're really pushing towards something with a handheld? Do you think it's a hybrid, or do you think it's a split system? Let me know in the comments below. Also, there's a subscribe button there. Please subscribe if you enjoy this, and share my videos, and tell me what you think in the comments below. I know you're going to disagree with me. Let's be civil about it. All this is opinion. I just have one opinion that I am putting my name on about cartridges. What the Nintendo NX is, we don't know, and what the NX will use, we don't know. Nintendo has not confirmed. This is all my opinion based on information I got. Follow me here on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, CrosshairTV.com, SkirmishFrogs.com for stuff I do retro, and 8bitkitty.com. All right, everybody, Big Gamer.